All right, children, now the time is 7 p.m. Let's begin lesson. Today we'll be doing the Sec 2 Mathematics. Paper 1 will continue from where we stopped the last lesson, and we'll get into paper 2. The objective for myself, is to finish the entire paper 1 and paper 2 tonight. So the lesson will definitely stretch past 2 hours. All right, it will definitely stretch past 2 hours. But for you, all right, my advice to you is if you are tired, you can actually exit the lesson. All right, because this lesson is actually being recorded. This lesson is being recorded. So where can you find the recording? You can go to your dashboard. All right, for the Sec 1, okay, for example, this is Sec 1 Mathematics. What you do? You click on the lesson plan. All right, you can actually find our previous recordings down here under the Sec 1, Sec 2 mock exam. All right, so this is in the August, we start doing the Sec 1, paper 1. All right, this one, we start doing the Sec 1, paper 2 and go into the Sec 2, paper 1. All right, and there will be another lesson below here. All right, Sec 1, Sec 2 math mock exam, October 2021. All right, that will be today's lesson. So if you think that today's lesson is going to be long, it's going to be long. I'm just telling you that it's going to be long. If you cannot take it, all right, whenever you're tired, you can exit the class. All right, it's not going to be I'm not going to scold you or what lah, It's ultimately you coming here to learn something and go through the paper. So if you're tired, you can actually exit the class and give us maybe 1 or 2 days for tonight's video to be uploaded into your dashboard, into here. All right, so you can click on the October one, which is tonight one, and you can actually continue where you stop. Is that okay? All right, I will continue until the end of paper 2 is completed. As you know, there's a lot of questions, I know. All right, so the recordings can be found here. For the Sec 2 is also the same thing. Just scroll all the way down, you'll be able to find the recordings. Cool? Okay, so moving into what we are going to do today, let's take a look. It's good if you have your worksheet with you, then you can actually follow me, and of course your calculator, super important. If you got any question, you can go to the chat and you can actually key in whatever question you want to see. You want me to explain a little bit also. All right, you can key into the chat and I will see the message and I will try to explain as best as I can. All right, so moving into the question 11 from mock 1 paper 2. This is from Sec 2, Sec 2 mock 1 paper 1. We have finished the Sec 1 version already. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The diagram below shows a point Q with the coordinates 2, R. All right, so the y coordinate is given as a R. So what happened? You're supposed to find the length of OQ. Oh no, you're supposed to find the length of this portion. How do you find the length of this portion? Do you see something? Children, do you see something? See what? Do you see that this is actually a what? This is actually a right angle triangle. Huh? Right angle triangle. What can be activated? Yes, trigonometry can be activated in coordinate geometry kind of question. That's the reason. That's the exciting part for elementary math. They combine different topics together, right, to make it a bit confusing, but it's very fun. A little bit of coordinate geometry, a little bit of trigonometry, bam. This is like a question that is very fun to play with. Can? All right, so what must you do? So you know that the length down here is a what? You know the length down here is like a 2 units, right? 2 units. But you're looking for the length up here. You're looking for OQ, the length. And you have the angle 60 degrees. And it's a right angle triangle. So what can you activate? You can activate Tua, Ka, So. All right, Tua, Ka, So. There's a hidden formula inside here. So what is the hidden formula? Check this out. You have the angle. The angle is 60 degrees. Opposite, this is called the opposite line. All right, the opposite and the adjacent will actually forms the 90 degrees. The longest line is called the hypotenuse. I spell it as hypotenuse, but the pronunciation is hypotenuse, right? So what do you have? Ask yourself, what do you have? I have adjacent and I want to find hypo. I have adjacent and I want to find hypo. So you have to use Ka. Ka, what is the formula? It's cosine theta followed by adjacent over hypotenuse. All right, that is the formula behind Ka. Cosine followed by angle theta equal to adjacent over hypo. Do we have the angle? Yes, substitute in. Do we have adjacent? Yes, substitute in. Do we have the hypotenuse? No, we do not have. We call it OQ. This cosine is given as cosine 60 over 1. Hey, single fraction equals single fraction, cross multiply. So I have OQ times cosine 60 is equal to 1 times 2 is a 2. OQ will be equal to times you bring across will be a divide. 2 is the boss. Don't disturb the boss and press your calculator. 2 divided by cosine 60, all right, should give you an answer. What's the answer? 2 divided by cosine 60 will give you a 4. Nice. All right. So the answer for OQ, the length of OQ will be a 4 units, and that's the answer. Is that okay? So this is all for part A. All right. Find the value of R. Oh no. How do you find R? So I know that down here is 4 units already. All right. I know that below is 2 units already. How do you find R? Can I use the Tuakaso again? How come? Because R is actually the what? R is actually the length of here and here. Can you see now? Can you see now? All right. So this portion, right, will actually give you the y coordinate of Q1. This portion here. Can you see? So if you can find the length of R, all right, or you can find the length of this portion, all right, this question mark, red question mark, you can actually find the coordinates of R. Paper 1 and paper 2 can use calculator. All right, but some school, right, I understand that for paper 1, right, they don't allow you to use the calculator yet. All right, but just to let you know, in O levels, you are preparing for O levels. It's just like you are preparing primary 1 to primary 5, you're preparing for primary 6, right? For Sec 1 to Sec 3, you're preparing for O levels, Sec 4. All right, and Sec 4, paper 1 and paper 2 can use calculator. Both papers can use calculator. All right, but sometimes, as I say, your school, right, may not want you to use your calculator too much. I don't know the reason. All right, that's why they say maybe paper 1 don't use the calculator. I don't know. All right, but last time, my time was many donkey years ago. All right, my time, paper 1 cannot use calculator. But now your time, both papers can use the calculator. So use it, don't be shy. So down here, how do you find the red question mark? Okay, so I'm using the what? 60 degree again, and I'm using the 2 units. Why am I using the 2 units, the adjacent, and not the hypotenuse? All right, the reason is because the hypotenuse is I find myself one. All right, what if I make a mistake? Then my mistake will be carried forward. Can you see now? So I purposely use what the clues that the question gives me. The question gives me the 2 units. This is fixed. The question gives me the 60 degree. That is fixed. So I use what the question gives me. So the opposite, I need to find the opposite, which is the question mark. Opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is your tua. So under your tua, it actually means tangent followed by an angle. Theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Do I have the angle? Yes, I substitute the angle as 60 degrees in. Opposite, I need to find opposite. I call it what? I call it maybe R. And what is the adjacent? Adjacent is the 2, which the question gave me already. Tangent 60 is tangent 60 over 1. Single fraction equal to single fraction, do a cross multiplication. R times 1 is a R. Down here, 2 tangent 60, you just multiply. And press your calculator. 2 tangent 60. Press equal. You should get an answer of 3.46. 41016. All right. This is our question, right? Because it is an irrational number. All right. What happens? You give it to 3SF. All right. And the units is called units. All right. It's not cm, it's not meter. Inside a graph work, right? Every one of them is called a units. Okay. And you just tell a teacher that you round off to 3 significant figure. Bam. And that's how I do for part B. Is that understood? All right. So question 11, right? Coordinate geometry is linked to what? It's linked to trigonometry. So that's I think, right? That's why I love E-math. All right. They can put many different topics together. So you must be very good in all the different topics to make you a strong E-math person. All right. Anyway, continue on with this. You're supposed to simplify the following expression. All right. Let me do part A on top. Let me try to space out a little bit. I copy down the question. 3a squared over what? 7bc. Divide, right? I can change to times. In primary school, you learn that. Divide by a fraction, what you do? You change to times and you flip it. So 9a over 14b becomes 14b over 9a. Do you understand? All right. So 9a over 14b, you flip it, becomes 14b over 9a, and you change to times. So what you do? Learn to cancel. Cancellation is a very useful tool. All right. When can you cancel? You make sure that everybody in the center is a multiplication. Then you can cancel. Can you see now? 7 times b times c is 7bc. 9a is 9 times a. 14b is 14 times b. Everybody is a multiplication. Then you can cancel. Okay. So top and bottom, if they got same thing, you can cancel. For example, 3 and 9. 3 and 9 belong to the 3 times table. So divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is a 1. 9 divided by 3 is a 3. A square and A, they belong to the A timetable. So cancel 1A, cancel 1A. Okay, 7 and 14, they belong to the 7 timetable. Divide by 7, divide by 7. All right. Then B and B, they belong to the B timetable, cancel the B. So what is left, children? What is left? All right, if you cancel neatly, right, you can see that there's only a and a 2 on top. So we call this 2A over what? There is a 3 and a C left below, and that's your answer. Bam. All right, you must know when to cancel. Not anyhow, just cancel. All right, the question must be in a position for you to cancel one. All right, so going on to part B, let's look at this. What can you do first? I see x squared minus 25. This type of question, learn to what? Factorize before you simplify the fraction. How do you factorize? X squared minus 25. All right, this is your what? A squared minus B squared rule, what? Oh, so x and the 25, they are what? Perfect square, right? If they are perfect square and they are separated by a minus, you can use the split method. All right, you can use the split method. X squared is x and x. 25 is 5 and 5. 1 plus and 1 minus. All right, so 1 over x minus 5. So please, children, learn to what? Learn to factorize before you simplify your fraction. And in this case, what you see? Oh, you need the denominator to be the same. You need the denominator to be the same. So how? All right. So on the right, on the left, you have these two items. On the right, you only got x minus 5. You need to times x plus 5 in order to be the same as the first fraction, right? If you times x plus 5 at the bottom, on top also must times x plus 5. So immediately, if you can, you combine them. So you have 2x here, the minus put here, the 1 put down here, and x plus 5 put down here. Can you see? All right, so the denominator is the common denominator already. X plus 5 and x minus 5. Children, stop. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of this one and this one cancel. Stop it. All right, this is a common mistake that many people make. All right, you don't do that, please. It's not that simple. How come? I told you just now that if you want to cancel, right, everybody must be separated by a multiplication. This portion, is it separated by a multiplication? No. It's 2x minus those things. All right, it's a minus. Where got multiplication? Everybody must be separated by a multiplication. The bottom, yes, x plus 5 times x minus 5. They are separated by a multiplication. But the top portion down here, all right, is a minus 1. All right, there's no multiplication. All right, so be careful. You cannot cancel. All right, so what do you do? There's no choice but to expand. So expand. Minus 1 times x is minus 1x. Minus 1 times positive 5 is minus 5. All right, then the denominator, do not expand. Do not expand the denominator. Continue to simplify what you have. 2x minus x is a x. Oh, minus 5 over what? X plus 5, x minus 5. Can we cancel here? Sure, there's no multiplication. Actually, can you see or not? That this entire thing, all right, is times 1. All right, if you want to say that. Can you see or not? And this one is times. And the very important thing down here is what? X minus 5 and x minus 5 is exactly the same thing. All right, so it's like 1 times whole thing, x minus 5. All right, x minus 5 and x minus 5 is the same thing. That's where you can cancel. And therefore, your answer is 1 over x plus 5. That's your answer. If children, if this portion, they give you this, bracket 2x minus 1, bracket x plus 5, then I agree with you. All right, I agree with you saying that what? This and this can cancel. I agree with you. Why? Because they are multiplication in the center, you see. All right, but is it the case? Right? Is it the case? No, it's not the case. It's not a bracket 2x minus 1, right? All right, it's 2x minus 1 times x plus 5. It's different from bracket 2x minus 1 times x plus 5. So please, not everything is the same one. Don't always have this thinking. Everything is the same. Every time can cancel. No. All right, if your rules are not strong, right, you will anyhow cancel one. Then eventually your answer will be wrong. Question 12, done. Question 13, simultaneous equation. All right, so simultaneous equation, my very first step I will do, all right, I will arrange x, y, then the number. All right, so 3x minus y can be written as 3x, x first, followed by y. I can write as 1y equal to 10, the number. X over 2, do you know that x over 2 is written as half x? You know that I can do that? X over 2 means half x.